Warning. Important health warning regarding playing video games. Photosensors. Read that before you watch this. Hello, YouTube. This is Super Getting Infinity and Final Fantasy Cutscene. And I'm going to play, again, Child of Eden. I already have parts 2, 3, 4, and 5 ready to go. But the first part got corrupted, so now you have to watch me play this again. So if I sound a bit annoyed or, like, repetitive based on... If you compare this to the other parts, then yeah, you'll know why. Anyway, the reason why I'm not signed in is because I want to watch the intro before I do anything. Progress not saved, yes. Starting the game as a guest. And the reason for that is after I'll explain here. September 11th, 2019. The first human born in outer space breathes her first breath on the International Space Station. Her name is Lumi. As she grows, she dreams of touching the beauty of Earth, expressing her feelings through song, sending her messages to the people of Earth. After her death, her body was preserved and all of her memories was recorded on the internet. The latter half of the 21st century ushers in a new era of space exploration. Humankind marches ahead into the farthest reaches of space. The collective knowledge of human history is stored as an archives connected and accessible from anywhere in space. People now refer to the internet as Eden. Everything from evolution and natural history to the entire span of human history is stored in Eden's data archives. To those who have never known what it's like to set foot on Earth, Eden is a weight of blah blah blah. Time marches on. In the 23rd century, using Lumi's preserved data archives, scientists attempted to recreate a persona within the confines of Eden. This experiment is called Project Lumi. And now, after what seems like an eternity since her passing, Lumi emerges from her slumber within Eden. So yeah, this is the world of the internet of the 23rd century. Essentially, I guess. And this is Lumi, and she's not the character you're playing as. Like, you don't really know who you're playing as. I guess you're just playing as any person who just jumps into the internet somehow. But yeah. Now I know I probably gush over this too much, but like the visuals in this game is pretty damn fantastic in this game. So expect to see a lot of crazy ass visuals. This game is sort of like an art kind of interpretation of like the concepts of passion, beauty, evolution, and the Matrix, which is actually the first stage. And that's Earth, sort of. Oh no, something's going on. It's the Heartless! No, wait, wrong game. So you might be wondering what's going on right here. Well, if this is the internet, my interpretation of this is a virus that just gets into the internet for some reason and basically screws everything up. And in this game, you have to save Lumi, which is that girl right there. Save Eden. Save Lumi. And this is basically your thing. You see her there, just kind of going like, ah, just like that, pretty much. I'll be jumping back to my file because the only reason I wanted to do that was to show off the intro. And yes, I know it's a movie, but it didn't show that text. And the reason why I don't want to actually do it through a new file altogether is because you have to keep beating the same stage over and over to unlock the later stages, which is retarded in itself. So, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And now you might be wondering all this crazy stuff that's on the screen. Well, after you beat one of these stages, you get one of these things that can go on your hoverboard. So if you beat the stage a bunch of times, you'll have more and more onto this. Now, there's like 5 versions of that. Like, depending on each level, you get more for that specific thing. Like, this is the one for evolution. Anyway, let's not waste any time. This is the Matrix. As I mentioned in the missing one part, this is probably gonna go up whenever like I get to the certain part of Endlight War where it's like 2 parts. So this will be filling up time or whatever. Or I might just post this up next week before I even post up Tales of Vesperia. And if I haven't posted up Tales of Vesperia, well, that's coming. But more than likely, that Tales of Vesperia is going to be going up next. And after this, I'm going to play Final Fantasy VIII to get that done and get that out of the way. Not for a Let's Play, but for the other account. Anyway, this is how you play. You have to do things by the music. You hold A to lock on, and you press X to shoot. Different things happen depending on how you shoot things. Like, it's best to just lock on to everything, but sometimes you can only lock on to one thing, and you can only shoot some other things. Usually the color coordinated from blue or orangey to be stuff you can lock on, and purple if you have to shoot it with the X button. And that gives you life, which is this thing on the bottom right. And on the bottom left is your bombs. Are your bombs. And to use that, you press the B button. Now this game was developed for the Kinect, so I'm explaining the controller settings, because yeah, I like the Kinect version, but the Kinect version can get buggy on harder difficulties, so it's not fun to do because of that. But to do this on the Xbox version, this is the Kinect. To do this on the Kinect version, you have to use your right hand to lock on, and you have to hold your hand open to start locking onto things, and you push your hand forward to shoot out the ammo and stuff. And to shoot, you have to hold up your left hand. And it's usually hard to switch between the two because of that. And hell, sometimes it reads it incorrectly too, because sometimes if you just hold your hand out, it'll read it incorrectly. And just shoot the ones that are locked on, even if you don't want to do it yet. Now you might be wondering about those perfects. Now if you see that white circle, depending on how you time it right, and the timing is not really specific, to be honest. It's not just when it shows up. Oops, missed one. Hang on a sec. It's like, oh man, where'd that thing? Yeah, you might be wondering what just hit me. Well, the purple stuff. There might be purple stuff flying towards you. If you get hit by that, you lose life. And if you lose all your life, you have to start the entire thing over. There's no checkpoints, so prepare to get annoyed by that. Very, very easily. I just got done playing the hard mode of this game because yeah, it was hard, and it was just to unlock a special feature that I mentioned in the thing that I haven't unlocked yet because the hard mode's gotten too hard. But after some practice with this game, I actually managed to do it just okay. Obviously I haven't got the 5-star out of any of those, or 4-star, because I think it doesn't seem like 5-star actually is the max. Like the game doesn't specifically say what is the max. Like I don't know. Anyway, this is your boss right now. Or a sub-boss, I guess I should say. And basically what you have to do is lock on to these blocks and those enemies so you don't get attacked. And keep locking onto them until the enemy shows up, and then just keep locking on as much as you can and attack it, and that's basically it. Anyway, like this game is so visually impressive. Apparently it crashes the recording capture card that I've been using several times. Like, it's freaking ridiculous. Like, the first time was obviously this stage, but I didn't even notice that until afterward. And then the second time, the Audacity crashed with the second stage. No, the third stage. No. I think it was the fourth stage. Yeah, the fourth stage. I just did this last night, so I'm a bit tired because I went through the entire game. Which, honestly, this game isn't that long anyway, but when you have to talk and then think of stuff and then remember blah blah blahs, and then you gotta redo everything because of freaking messed up data and an Audacity crashing. Yeah, and in the video actually getting so screwed up that it becomes 20 hours somehow and ruins the entire quality altogether. But yeah, we just beat this thing. So now it just turned into gummy blocks. One. Alright, and basically this part gets hard, so be on alert. And I'll tell you why in a minute. There's a wall coming up. You have to lock onto that and shoot it before you crash into it. And it gets faster as the song goes on. Let's see. And you can hold A, it won't really. I don't think it penalizes you, but I just don't do it constantly because, yeah, I don't know why. Like, it doesn't penalize you as far as health goes, but I don't know if it penalizes you as a score goes. So, I don't know. But you can hold A to basically lock on the stuff. You don't have to keep pressing A over and over or anything like that. Now things are just gonna get faster, and now we're in the green zone. You gotta shoot that purple stuff out, and then shoot it, and make it all blue. Got it. All right. Oh man, that was close. Ah, got it. Got it. Woo. I think it's 8. I don't know. And now we're at the halfway point. Do is shoot this stuff in the background, and you have to X that because we get the purple stuff off of it, and aim the fish back there to keep getting more points. I mean, if you can see it, like obviously I couldn't really see it, so I don't know. You see that purple ring around the screen? That tells you where the purple stuff that's going to be shot at you is coming from. I'm doing terrible right now, but it's because I just went through hard mode and I just don't feel like doing this. And it's not, and like I keep saying this in the game, like it is pretty visually impressive, and I do love playing this game every once in a while, just to kill time and stuff. So that's why I started doing it as a Let's Play. But honestly, this game's weakest strength is the fact that you have to replay the songs. Because after you do it the first time, it's fun and stuff, but doing it a second time really isn't as fun as the first. And a lot of it is because you can't really see what's going on as far as the shots go, so if you have to well, that's not anything. Let's see. Here we go. And for this, you gotta shoot the orange dominoes to move on before they attack you. Basically, this game is shoot everything you can. And you gotta lock on, because you can use the X, but why would you want to? I'm just using it now to show it off, that you can. Dominoes. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. To do is, yeah, I haven't said anything because I'm too memorized by just doing this. So sorry. On later parts, I'm a little more, not loud, like yeah, but more like I still say stuff more in that. But I just did this already, so I'm a little tired. Plus I did this all night. Plus I had to edit them, only to realize I gotta do this again. And then I kind of passed out watching Video Games Awesome playthrough of Heavy Rain. That's always entertaining. What you have to do here, though, is shoot the blocks out of the way using the X button. Oh, and then lock onto. Now, here you have to just lock onto these blocks before they attack you. I know it's hard to see. Like, even I can't even see where they are. There's all the stuff that's in the way. And what you have to do is shoot this, lock onto this before they attack you. Keep locking onto the worms. And just keep doing it. So that way you can get more points, as well as get this thing to win. And yeah. Now, as I explained, like, this game is fun for a rent, like, and this game is beautiful in every sense of the word, but the problem is the gameplay is fun, but only as good as it's just a time to kill time. But I do mention in, like, the second or third stage, it's like, Game Grumps, you gotta play this! You're gonna be tripping out, man! So, yeah. I do want them to play this, though. I want to see their reactions. Anyway, I got a 3rd star. Neuron. And like I said, the rewards don't really do anything for the stage, but they just are a little garden stuff that happens in the beginning of the stages and stuff. And that's the Earth in the background. Alright, join me in the next part, where we're going to tackle evolution. And I'll actually be more open because this is my last part, technically. See ya.